Welcome back to Not Leaving Las Vegas. In today's video, a guy like me who worked on the strip for the better part of 13 years is going to tell you how the F1 race and big business is crushing the little guy and going to be putting homeless people in prison. A lot of them. Tons of them. Let's stay tuned for that. We're going to talk about this new law that's going to make it illegal to stop on the bridges in Vegas. We're going to talk about the bridges and how F1 ties into all of this. And big surprise, it's big money. It's the big ones out there crushing down on the smaller ones. But let's get into the video. I have done so many jobs on the Las Vegas Strip, too many jobs if you ask people in my life. And if you don't know, I spent from 2007 all the way through 2020 on the Las Vegas Strip doing promotions in timeshare, doing promotions in coupons, doing promotions in Grand Canyon marketing. And at one point, I was a naked lady card slapper, a video which I will put up on Patreon either Thursday or Friday of this week. So head on over to Patreon in the comments below and give us $5 a month. It's a few cents a day, and you can support us that way. And then I don't have to be so obnoxious on these calls to actions for donations and stuff. Now I'll give you some value in return. So I know a little bit about this. Let's get into it. So this is from KLAS, and I will put it up on the screen as well. I just handily printed it out. And it's talking about how the bridges started to come up in the 1990s. Now, before this, the idea from the county was to put them underground, and thank goodness they didn't do that because that would be stupid, but they put them above the ground. And the whole idea is to keep people safe, right? Right, because you don't want to be a pedestrian walking on the strip having to compete against people driving cars who are probably drinking and driving in a lot of cases, or they're driving around going, look at that. Oh my gosh, it's a roller coaster on the New York, New York. I've done it. Everybody's done it. And before you know it, you can get into an accident and kill people. And that's why the bridges exist. The bridges exist to keep people safe. But right now, the bridges are going to be monetized in a roundabout way that just reeks of disgustingness, which we'll get to in a minute. But here's what it says. The new law would criminalize any activity that, well, first of all, it would make pedestrian flow zones. And those are zones on all the bridges and 20 feet away from the stairs on either side of them. And it would say it would be unlawful for any person to stop, stand, or engage in an activity that causes another person to stop or stand. So everybody's saying that it's going to be illegal to take a selfie stick. Just stop it. Just please stop it. As Balki Bartokomou said, of course, don't be ridiculous. Perfect Strangers reference. No, what this says is that if you're doing an activity that causes another person to stop, then you're in the wrong. Selling bottles of water causes somebody to stop and buy the water from you. 3-card money games hurt the tourists because it's a scam. Don't play any games outside of a casino in Vegas, but that causes stoppages. Unfortunately, this also means that people who are marketing or promoting a restaurant, handing out a coupon, having a conversation with somebody, that hurts them. People who are doing timeshare marketing, that hurts them. People who are doing Grand Canyon tours, my friend William, the musician, this hurts them. Brandon, our violinist friend, this hurts him as well. It's not going to be selfie sticks. Look, you can walk around with legal MJ. I'm not going to say the word, but you know the thing that you smoke. You can walk around at the strip, reeks of it most of the time. I'm not judging you for using it, but it's got a smell to it. And nobody's putting anybody in prison, even though the law states clearly that you can't use that stuff outside of a residential building in the state of Nevada. But the cops aren't busting people for that, and they're not going to bust you for your selfie stick photo. That's all it is, okay? Don't worry about that. But here's where the crazy stats get super nuts. 1,700% in calls for disorderly, unhoused individuals on the bridges, and an increase in all sorts of disorderly calls for other generalized stuff between 2018 and 2022. So, for example, 6% of the entire strip is made up of a bridge, but 11% of all the disorderly calls that cops get are coming from the bridges, so they say that the bridges are the problem. And then when we get to the unhoused individuals, it was 56 calls for bad interactions with the homeless, unhoused population in 2018, and over 1,000 calls in 2022. My friends, like if you agree and subscribe to the channel if you think that this is a major problem with the homeless population, maybe a little bit more than it is with any other population. Maybe it's a homeless problem that we need to address. And while you're at it, you need to address why you're not subscribed to this channel. This channel is nearly as big as the Review Journal website's channel. That's the major newspaper. Help us push past the Review Journal, 1,000 pieces of content on this channel. Updates on news events so you can understand them better, documentary films and live streams and all sorts of great content on Vegas. Subscribe now if you're not already subscribed. So what is really happening here? We are getting into the end game of Vegas where the casinos are entirely corporate. You really don't have anything other than corporations owning them. And with the F1 that just passed, we noticed a nasty trend. The F1 wanted to monetize everything. And that's what happens in Vegas. They put up film on all of the windows over the walkways. So even if you were in Vegas, you couldn't see anything if you didn't pay money for a ticket. And let me tell you, those tickets were quite expensive. Those tickets were $1,000 plus if you didn't get in on the special that the LBCVA had for locals who were here. So they wanted to monetize that. The casinos want to monetize their gift shops. Buying a $1 bottle of water from somebody without a permit, the state argues, hurts the state treasury because these people aren't paying for permits and they're vending without a license and they could be refilling the water. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. We'll make a video about that. Click on that subscribe button if you want to hear it. But nobody is refilling bottles of water on the Strip. It's just easier to get another 24-pack and throw it into some ice. But they make those excuses. There are some good reasons for this. I've seen those bridges completely locked and jammed up with people on the 4th of July and things like this. But there's nobody selling bottles of water for the most part there. They're all in front of the Bellagio. And nobody's doing anything about it on the Bellagio. So why go to the bridges? Again, it's about control and it's about money. If you can't listen to my friend William from the UK when he's here, play his music on the Strip, or Brandon, our violinist friend from Blvd, play his violin on the Strip, then you have to go inside of a casino and spend $15 on a Bud Light. Is anybody drinking Bud Light? Tell me in the comments below. This drives people into the casinos, and this keeps traffic flowing on the Strip by minimizing opportunities for regular folks to just be out to make some kind of money and something for themselves. They said New York, New York in the song, a place where you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. But I truly believe Vegas has completely taken the mantle from New York City. I think this is a place where there's grand opportunities on the Las Vegas Strip to hustle and make an honest dollar for yourself as long as you want to go out there and do it. But the casinos think otherwise, and they want to shut people down and monetize every single square inch of Las Vegas Boulevard and pass laws and ordinances. And just like how I talked about yesterday in my video, you have to play nice with the casinos because once they snap their fingers and remind the county about who pays the majority of the taxes around this place, big things happen. Laws like this happen. Before we know it, it's just more control. But you tell me what you think in the comments below. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. If you want to support us, go to Patreon. Pay $5 a month, get extra content, or you can send a one-time donation, or just like, share, subscribe to this channel. I got a little fired up in this one. I appreciate you guys watching, sharing, liking. We'll get you guys at another one. Until the next time, you're the best part of my day. You're the only reason YouTubers even have a channel. We say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and click.